that you are well. To be able to make a 3-part corset, you really need to draft it first on your pattern paper like you see me doing. Mine is on fold right now, so I am going to take the length of this top. You get, so the length of this top is 18 inches including the seam allowance. Do you get? So I'm just going to make a point of 18 inches. Then after doing this, I'll use my ruler to extend this line just like this. After extending this line, the next thing I'm going to do right now is to place my tape again. Right now I am going to mark 7.5 inches. After making a point, I am going to also mark 9.5 inches, and I also go ahead and make a point of 12.5 inches. Then after that, I will extend these lines with my ruler, and I'll go ahead and label it so you understand what those lines are. Do you get? So after extending these lines, this is the upper part. I'll label it as the SA, that means the shoulder. So this second line now is the chest line. The third line is the bust point, under bust point, lastly the waistline. Do you get? Plus the sewing allowance. Do you understand? So guys, after doing this, I'm going to divide my shoulder measurement by 2 plus half inch sewing allowance. I mark 7.5 inches, and I'll just extend this line to meet the chest line just like you see me doing. Do you get? Then after doing this, I am going to, as you can see, I have 7.5, so I'm going to mark 1 inches. Right, I'm going to come up by 1 inches, and I already marked it. So from there, I measure what I have left, and I divided it by 2 just like this, and I marked half inch. Do you get? I came in by half inch. So right now I'll use my curve, the broken one I have, to connect those points. Do you get? I bought a new one though, but I don't know where I kept it at this moment, and I really need to make this video right now. So go ahead and make your curve just like you see me doing. Make your curve like this. This is your armhole curve, you get. After making your curve for your armhole, the next step you are going to take right now is to divide your nipple to nipple by 2. Mine is 7 inches, divided by 2 is 3.5. Right now I marked the 3.5 from the bust point down to the waistline. So I'll use my ruler to extend this line just like this. Just connect those lines and give it a straight line, just like you see me doing. Then after this, the next thing I am going to do right now is from the bust point, I am going to come down by 1 inch. Make a point of 1 inch here. Then after you are done doing that, on the waistline, you're going to subtract 1 inch on the both sides. I'm going to do the same thing on the under bust. Go ahead and subtract 1 inch on the both side on the under bust as well. And after that, you're going to make a straight line from the under bust down to the waistline where you subtracted your 1 inch. You get on the both side, remember. Then after extending this with my ruler, right now the next thing I am going to take right now is to do it from the 1 inch I came down on the bust point. I'm going to make a curve to connect it to the under bust line where you subtracted 1 inch at the both side, just like this. Connect it like this. Use your curve rule, or you use your free hand if you don't have a curve rule. Just make your curve and connect it like this. As you can see that the cup is taking shape gradually, you get. So after you are done doing this, the next thing I'm about to do right now is to make use of my marker, so it will be very visible for you all to see. On the chest line, I came up by 1 inch. You get. I'm going to just extend it from there, and I'll extend it to meet the bust point line just like this. Do you get? So after this, I'm just going to mark 1 inch on the both sides, just like I did on the waistline and the bust line. On the under bust line, just subtract 1 inch on the both side and connect it on the point you marked your 1 inch. So I'm going to make this curve very visible with my marker. So as you can see that our cup is taking shape already. Alright, so next thing to do right now is to place your tape and just come in by half of an inch on the folded part. Do you get? just extend it like this. Do you get? Then after doing that, you're going to make your curve. But before then, I just noticed that this line, the line going towards the side front, is longer than the one at the front side. You get? So right now I'm just going to place my tape to measure it, to know what I have, and from there to the place I came down by 1 inch on the bust point, I have 4 inches. Do you get? So I'm going to place the 4 inches, and I'll just make sure that we have a equal line. You get? So right now the both lines are now on equal length. Do you get? So right now the next thing I am going to do right now is that I'll just go ahead and make my curve. So from the half inch I marked, I'm going to make my curve to connect it to this line. Do you get? So I'll do the same thing here, but before then I'll just place my tape. I'll divide my bust circumference by 4. I will mark it, and from there I made my point. I'm going to place my tape, and I have 1.5 inches on the armhole line. So right now I'm going to divide the 1.5 inches. I made my point of half of what I got. I came down by half inch on the chest line, and I'm just going to go ahead and extend this line. So this new line here is going to serve as the armhole. These are new line for the armhole. Do you understand what I'm saying? So from there I'll mark my 3.5 inches, half of my nipple. You get? Divide by 2, 3.5 inches. I made a point there, as you can see. So I'm just going to make my curve right now. You get? So from there I placed my curve, and I'm just going to go ahead and connect it just like this. As you can see that I connected it to the new armhole line that I have. You get? So from there I'll just make my curve to connect it on the bust, sorry, on the under bust line. I'll do the same thing on this other one. Do you get? After making my curve, this is how it looks like, and this is how yours should look like when you are done making your curve. Give room for your boobs to sit very well. You get? Then after this, I'm going to go ahead and make the 3-part corset. So to make your 3-part corset, what you're going to do is to you just go ahead and place your tape on this other side of the cup. Mark 2 inches. On the middle part, you come down by 2.5. You do the same thing here. Come down by 2.5 on the middle part and mark 2 inches on the side. Do you get? So you can use your free hand to connect it. You can also use your curve rule to connect that. This is very simple. Do you get? So the only difference here is that I came down by 2.5 inches on the middle part, and the both side 2 inches. That is the only difference here. So go ahead and make your curve. I used my curve and I made this here just like this, and I noticed I didn't do well on the first side, so I just used my curve to make a amend like this. Do you get? So I'll just label it like this. Then after doing this, I'll go ahead and put my necessary measurements needed. Divide by 4. Add your 2 inches seam allowance or 2.5 inches seam allowance on the waistline. You get? So just go ahead and do yours like that. After dividing my bust circumference and the waist circumference plus the seam allowance, I went ahead to connect those points like this. Then after doing this, I will go ahead and slant the shoulder and make a round curve neckline. This is optional. You get? If you want yours to have a yoke, as in if you want a corset with a yoke, this is how you go about it. You get? If you don't want a corset with a yoke, it's fine. There's no need doing these things that I'm doing right here. But if you want a corset with a yoke, go ahead on the shoulder. You come down by 1 inch and slant it, then 3 by 3 for your neck wideness and your neck tape. You get? So I am going to just make these lines very visible for you all to see with my marker. Do you get? So guys, even the armhole, I'm going to go ahead and make the lines very visible. Do you understand what I'm saying? So right here, this is all for this corset. This is all for this corset. It is very fine. You can see that everything is well okay. Can you see? So just make yours like this. This part here that I'm shaving here is going to serve as the part I am going to cut out. Do you get? So you guys should not be confused. Right here guys, I am done making all of those things, so I'll label this 3 and 4. That is, the first corset part is 1 2, then the side one is 3 and 4. Label it. Do you get? So right now I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off.
But I hope that you are well. I hope your mark is out. Every day I did pray for you. Party no vex for me. Say I never call you since. But I hope that you are well. I hope your mark.
After cutting, arrange it in place. As you can see that I'm arranging mine in place after I was done cutting. So guys, right here I'm just going to go ahead and label it the center front and the side front. So guys, this will be the end of our today's video. Please subscribe to this channel so you get notifications when new video drops. On our next tutorial, I'm going to share with you guys on how to draft the back pattern and how to transfer this to your actual fabric, and as well as how to sew this. You get? So subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss it. Just subscribe so you get notified when it drops. Thank you.